The king of Kosala came to see the Buddha at the Jetavana temple. The king had discovered that his trusted advisor had had relations with one of the women in the royal harem. The Buddha then asked, "King, do you find the advisor useful?"
"Yes, my lord. He is very useful and does many tasks for me. He is efficient and does the work without needing too much instruction or oversight."
"King, do you love that woman?"
"Yes, my lord. I love her very much."
"King, when servants are useful and women are dear, a wise ruler would not harm them. In the old days of the past, kings listened to the words of the wise and were indifferent to such things."
"My lord, please show me the past that only you can see. I wish to learn of the kings of old."
And thus, the Buddha told a story of the past. A long time ago, when Brahmadatta was reigning in Benares, the Bodhisattva was born into the king's advisor's family. When he grew up, he became the king's counselor in all things temporal and spiritual. King Brahmadatta was always seen with his two most trusted companions. Everywhere he went, they were at his side. The king had a steward that was very valuable to him. Apart from being a dependable warrior, this steward was very capable and helped the king manage the kingdom. He oversaw various projects in the king's stead. His work ethic was exceptional. It was almost as if the steward knew the king's mind. The king also had his treasured concubine by his side. She was breathtakingly beautiful and was close to the king's heart. She was gentle, accommodating, submissive, and responsive to the king's needs. She never hesitated to serve him and always showed concern for his well-being and happiness. When the king was with her, he felt as if all of his worries had washed away. The king was so fond of these two that he took them everywhere he went, even to battle. The steward was an accomplished warrior and took over leading the king's army. The gentle concubine was the perfect medicine for the king's stress. Being that they were the king's favorites, the steward and the concubine often found themselves alone while waiting on the king. Over time, the steward and the concubine developed intense feelings for each other. Eventually, they could no longer resist their desires, and their forbidden love yielded to action. The concubine and steward were conflicted. On one hand, they loved their king and appreciated him for all he had done for them. They knew that what they were doing was wrong, and if caught, it would lead to pain and suffering, and possibly their execution. What have we done? We can't do this. This is wrong. How could I do this to the king? He's given me so much. He loves me so much. He's taken care of me and provided for me. This is how I repay his kindness.
You were right. This is wrong. He is my king. I live to serve him. I love him like a father. I love my country. I would die for him. But still, I love you. My heart longs for you. I can't think of anything else when I am apart from you. When I'm with you, everything else in the world disappears, and all that is left is you.
Eventually, the king caught the two of them together. He didn't want to believe his eyes and needed proof. He followed the two forbidden lovers and found them embracing. At first, the king's heart broke from the betrayal. He felt sad, lost, and abandoned. But soon, that sadness was taken over by the white-hot anger of betrayal. What the king saw left no doubt in his mind. He had been betrayed and made to look like a fool by the two people he loved and trusted most. The king thought long and hard about what to do. On one hand, he loved them, and they were very valuable to him. However, this thought only led to fuel his anger. How could they do this to him? They must have taken him for a blind fool. He was the king, yet they treated him like the village idiot. The king's anger grew and grew until it raged out of control. He grabbed a soldier's sword and was bent on having their heads roll. But in a brief moment of mindfulness, the king sent for his wise counselor.
Counselor, I have something to ask you. My lord, I live to serve your wishes. Ask, and I will provide an answer. A happy lake lay sheltered at the foot of a lovely hill. Its waters are cool, clean, and refreshing. But a jackal, knowing a lion watched over the lake, dared to drink from the lake.
The counselor thought, surely one of his men must have intruded into the royal harem. He said, My lord, the mighty and vast river flows powerfully from the mountain down to the sea. Even if all the animals drank from the river, they could not take away from the river's majesty. The river would still remain a river. My lord, if the people who wronged you are valuable to you, forgive them. The counselor's words slowed the king's angry thoughts. He thought about the advice. He was the king, and so he did not have to worry that people would think less of him. Just like a mighty river, no amount of drinking could ever diminish the river's majesty. Just so, the actions of individuals do not take away from the king's majesty. He did not have to allow fear of embarrassment to induce his anger.
I am the ruler of the great city of Benares. I rule over countless people. I have supporters and attendants who are at my every beck and call. The actions of my concubine and my steward do not dismiss who I am, what I have done, and what I represent. In fact, a true king, in order to truly serve and rule the people, must be beyond pettiness and anger. He must see the bigger picture and make wise decisions based on wisdom and consideration of short and long-term consequences. He must think about more than his own benefit. He must think of the benefit of the country he is tasked to rule. I was afraid that people would look down on me, and that made me want to lash out. However, the anger and lashing out is the very thing that would make my people look down on me, not the betrayal of my steward and concubine.
Armed with this new understanding, the king called the steward and concubine to him.
I know what you two have done. What you have done is not right. It is wrong and shameful. As a man, you have both hurt me. But I am not a man. I am a king. As a king, I must be beyond personal feelings and biases. Therefore, in consideration of all the hard work you have done for your country and for me, I forgive you for your transgressions. You are free to go, but do not sin any longer.
Confronted with their actions, the two swore to refrain from sinning any longer. And from that day forth, they never acted on their impulses again. The king gave alms, did good, and ruled based on morality and justice. After his death, he went to the heaven he had earned. And so, the Buddha concluded the Jataka by saying, "The king of those days was none other than Ananda. The wise counselor of those days was none other than I." What did you learn from this story? Let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, and click subscribe if you want to see our uploads. And consider making a donation to support our Buddhist animation project.